say, in South Africa. It feels wonderful to be here, and so happy everybody came. First, on a more somber note, we thought it appropriate to acknowledge those who are no longer with us. Michael Rosenblum, 63, Robert Edelstein, 64, Barry Migdal, 64, Ed Malakoff, 65, John Mez, 66, Steve Bander, 67, Lou Ferrari, 67, Jeff Mark, 68, Alan Sanders, 69, Richard Perlman, 70. Count our blessings. Let's stay healthy, and let's remember those great guys who are no longer among us. I chased that Seidenfeld film from here to Kingdom Come. I even called him myself at one point and harassed him for 3 or 4 days. Made him look in every nook and cranny for that film, but to no avail. But we've got some quality entertainment in its place. I've been stunned by the bios. Actually, it all took on a life of its own. Initially, the idea was to have everybody send in a short bio. We prepare a compilation and send it out so that we wouldn't have to repeat ourselves 50 times at this function and tell everybody what the hell we've been doing all these years. But people started to send them out independently, and then they got more personal, more honest, more complete. And if you've read my bio, you may recall that I've established a very close friendship with John Waters, who was a professor of mine at school and has become one of my closest friends. And he was at my house just 10 days ago for the weekend, and he's followed all this, and he's a historian and deals in original documents and all the rest, and he took a look at this thing, and he read it from cover to cover, and he believes it's publishable. He believes that it's now we won't publish it without telling everybody about it. They can edit it and get rid of all that drug stuff and everything else. He was stunned at the accomplishments of the group and and actually he called me this morning and had broken it down to 20% lawyers and 25% doctors, 20% PhDs, but there's also a very significant number of mavericks in the group and people who've done things that have been unusual, and also we've been so blessed with the women that we've been fortunate enough to marry and to share our lives with, and their own accomplishments have certainly mirrored our own. So, people say sometimes, you are what you eat, but I think you are, who you hang around with, who you've been influenced by, who you grew up with, who your family was, and I've been influenced by this group, and I'm just proud. I'm overwhelmed by what we've all accomplished as a group, and very moved and proud to be among you. And I think Dave Aronson actually, in his bio, I'm going to share his introductory paragraph because I think it's so accurate. This reunion has allowed us all to make and remake connections not only to Roanoke but also to an earlier time when we were young and like flowers opening to the morning sun, the world was unwrapping itself before our eyes. I've been astonished, delighted, elated, inspired to see how so many of us have made our way through such incredible journeys. Wandering the halls of Burton, we knew that in our comradeship, we were more than just a group of unrelated guys. We found our footing in sports and service and scholarship and established ourselves as a group to be reckoned with. Ultimately, we led the Greeks both academically and athletically. I don't think that was ever done before or since. I get at one point just sick to death of seeing all these bridge trophies up on the mantle. Can we get a trophy with a ball on it? And we did. We won softball, we won football, we won tennis, we won squash, we won bowling, we won I mean, we won them all, and
we won bridge.
And we won. Very nice, very nice.
It was our trophy.
That's right. I can see from all the wonderful stories that this brotherhood has created an incredible history that makes me proud to say I am a member. In these stories, I see the growth not only of an idea of community, but also of young men who came callow, unsure, and unsteady, but along the way became men of substance. And whatever road we chose, whether straight and narrow or long and winding, we became more than just travelers through life. We shaped each other, and then our families, our fellow citizens, and in time our world. I salute us one and all. And I echo those words.
Bravo.
Just a little housekeeping. The photographer has been blasting away here. I told him I wanted him to burn more film than he'd ever burned before. So he's been taking all kinds of shots, and many of them are out front when we adjourn for coffee and dessert in the room we came from. You'll see photos. There are copies, indeed. So if you see one that you're in, take it. You'll also all eventually get a CD with every shot you ever wanted to look at, and the group growth that we managed to contend with here as well. For those of you who are still going to be in town and are still vertical, there'll be a little cha-cha-cha at my place this evening. Everybody is welcome. If you've said you're coming, but you don't want to come, that's cool. If you haven't said you're coming, but you do want to come, that's also cool. So 7:30 to whenever. 239 Central Park West at 84th Street is the address. The entrance is on 84th. And we look forward to seeing whomever of you may want to join in the rest of the night. Otherwise, thanks for coming. You know, Dwayne Petey, a great guy who's not here, said when I was trying to recruit him, he said, well, I'll come to the next one. Dwayne, I don't know what'll be next. I hope there are reconnections that flow from this, but I don't know that we're ever going to see this exactly again. We got actually a spy in the room from Phi Ep, Alan Carmazian, who works with the university, who's here representing the university, but also here following this model. This is a new model. You know, typically these reunions are for your class. And when Paul and Steve and I were talking about going to the 40th reunion, I said, you know, we're only going to see 5 or 6. The reunion we want is for our boys. That's the reunion that we want. And the reason that the turnout here is so much stronger than it typically would be is because we love one another, because we grew up and we shared our lives and our affinity was so intense. And here's to everybody, and thanks for coming.